unto thee. I come before thee today to bring another video. Amen. Not of my own mind, but of the eternal Shekinah. Amen. And I ask that she bless my crystalline eye, heart, and throat chakra, but all my chakras, that I may speak not of my own mind, but of the eternal Shekinah. Amen. Amen. Woo! I like to say one of my beloved precepts, which is Psalms 51 and 11. And it goes a little bit like this. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me thy joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with all thy free spirit. Look at the glory. Only through the Shekinah that is from the Father shall we get understanding. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, we're going to say some of our ministry that we provide for the chosen children. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to contact us, go to Upper Eons on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And then we got some emails that's in the description box at the bottom of the video. It's my brother Rodolph's, my big brother Rodolph's email. It's called dotheman@AOL.com. dotheman@AOL.com. You know what I'm saying? And then that's my big brother's Rodolph's email. Then you got my email, adibbayisrael@gmail.com. Then we got the book buying ministry. You need a Nagamati? Contact us. You know what I'm saying? And we got a food ministry named after my brother's Rodolph's mother, beloved mother, Chandra Johnson. You know what I'm saying? If you know any women or children that may need assistance with food, contact us. Then we got a video ministry after my brother Benaiah and my brother Chase. All the information in the bottom of the video at the description box. Then we got a blog talk every Sunday at 11 a.m. Lord's Will. You know what I'm saying? And then we got a pal talk called the Sons of the L, number 2, every Sunday at 12 p.m. So the blog talk is at 11 a.m. and the pal talk is at 12 p.m. You know what I'm saying? So one is at 11 a.m. and one is at 12 p.m. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And that's Sons of the L, number 2 on pal talk, all capital letters. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, we gonna talk about the title of the video. You know what I'm saying? The title of the video today is Altair. You know what I'm saying? The Eagle Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Who is Altair or Altair? You know what I'm saying? Who is that? Some people say Altair, some people say Altair. You know what I'm saying? Who is Altair? The Eagle Warriors. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to talk about today. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, let's move on to the video that we may have an understanding of what these great things say. All right. Now, what we're going to do today is, we're going to talk about a great mystery of old. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about a great mystery of old. Man, the continuation, man, of what the Divine Mother gave me. Man, it is a glory to do the work in the will of my Divine Mother. You know what I'm saying? Because she give me understanding of right truth and right knowledge. And I thank her. Truly I thank her. Because truly she is worthy. Man, I was telling y'all last week on my last video how the mother downloaded great understanding unto me. Truly, bear with me. Bear with me. Look at the glory. 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 Let the mother speak. Let the mother speak. Let the mother speak. Let the mother speak. She is truly worthy. She is truly worthy. Woo. Sometime. Sometime when the mother speaks, she overwhelms my soul with her presence and her glory. I read in a book, I think it was called Ancient Aliens or something like that. It said when the mother presence comes near thee, it is so overwhelming that the soul shed tears. Look at that! Look at the glory. And that is so true. Her power in presence is so great. She makes the soul shed tears. It said that when the soul sheds the divine water, it is purifying itself. Look at the glory. That's why the Bible says the Most High stores your tears in the bottle. Look at the glory. I thank the Divine Mother for when her presence comes. Her presence comes, it is so overwhelming to me. Look at the glory. Okay, let's try to move on. All right. On the screen. Look at the glory. We have a star constellation. Let me tell you something else about the experience I had the following weekend ago. Let me tell you something about that experience. When I stepped out of my vehicle, that's why I say some things I cannot say, because she said it's not time to release it. But when I stepped out that vehicle and I looked up towards the heavens, let me tell you the glory of the Divine Mother, what she did. Man, look at the glory. Look at the glory. Let the mother speak. Look at the glory. Bear with me. When I stepped out of the vehicle, bear with me. When I stepped out of the vehicle, it's like I stood on a great mountain. A great mountain of old. Man. And I looked up into the heavens, and it was just like I was standing in the midst of the stars. Look at the glory. And all around me was constellations. It's like the heaven itself came down upon me. And I was standing on a great mountain, but I just stepped out my vehicle. And when I placed my foot on the ground, it was like I stood on a great mountain. And all around me was the constellations. And she started revealing unto me these great constellations of old that we do not remember. She showed me the constellation of Aquila. I never heard of the constellation of Aquila. She showed me the constellation of Altair. I never heard of these constellations, but she showed them to me. The constellations of Altair is the Eagle constellation called Aquila. It is a great constellation. Man, I had no understanding of it though. On the left hand side, I got the constellation of Aquila. It's more than one Aquila star. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 stars on the left hand side. That's the Eagle constellation. And in the middle of that, it's called Altair. Guess who Altair is? Look at the glory. Altair is Christ. Look at that. Altair is Christ. And today, you shall get understanding of who Altair is. Let me tell you something. The true chosen children, the elect children, they are the stars. Trust me when I'm telling you. When I tell y'all that we are multidimensional beings, we are truly multidimensional beings. These so-called niggers. These niggers are multidimensional beings. We come from the star cluster Leo, the star cluster Regulus, the star cluster Regal, the star cluster Orion, the star cluster Pleiades, the star cluster Sirius, A, B, and C. You know what I'm saying? And multiple other star clusters. Another one is the star cluster Aquila, which is Altair, which is Christ, which is the Eagle. If you go in constellations, if you go of Ezekiel, look at the glory. Ezekiel 18. Listen to the divine glory. Let me see, is it 18? 17. If you go to Ezekiel 17, look at this glory. And you go to Ezekiel 17, verse 3. It says, and say, thus says the Lord God, a great eagle with great wings, long-winged, full of feathers, which had devoured diverse colors, came unto Lebanon, and took the highest branch of the cedar tree. He chopped off the top of his young twigs and carried them into the land of Tafik. He set it in a city of merchants. Tafik is the land of Canaan. Tafik is the land of Canaan. So that's talking about the Gentiles, the Hamites. Because it says he chopped off the top of his young twigs and carried them into the land of Ham. You know what I'm saying? Ezekiel 7:3. If you count 3 on the alphabet, A, B, C, which is carnal flesh. The letter C is carnal, the carnal body. Then you go down to Ezekiel 17, verse 7. It say, there was also another great eagle with great wings and many feathers. And behold, this vine did bend her roots towards him, to the Most High, and shot forth her branches towards him, that he might water it by the furrows of her plantations. 8. It was planted in good soil. Look at the glory. It was planted in good soil by great waters, that it might bring forth branches, and that it might bear fruit, that it might be a goodly vine. See that? The number 7. What letter is that in the alphabet? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G. The gods. Look at the glory. It is inside of this precepts, what they call gematria. These precepts, all of them are lined up with gematria. So the 3, verse 3 in chapter 17 mean the carnal eagle. 3, C, carnal. And 7 in the alphabet is G, which means God. You know what I'm saying? The 7, Ezekiel 17 verse 7, the 7 means God is a G, but the 3 means C, carnal. The first eagle is the carnal eagle, which carried him into Canaan. Look up the word traffic. It means Canaan. And then you go down to 7 and say it planted its seed in the good soil, that it may be a mighty and goodly or godly seed. See the glory? Now you overstand about the 2 eagles. You know what I'm saying? The Edomites have took on their responsibility as the eagle, but it's more than one eagle, because the second eagle, bear with me, got my nose running again. You know what I'm saying? Let the mother speak now. Bear with me. Now, again, this might be a long video, but it don't even matter, because those who choose to listen, listen. If you don't want to listen, move on. You know what I'm saying? So, the second eagle that was planted in the good soil, guess what eagle that is? That is the divine eagle, the phoenix, the one who Sophia planted in the Garden of Eden, in the Nag Hammadi, who kills itself and rises again. We are those good eagles in Ezekiel 17:7. In Ezekiel 17:3 are the carnal eagles, the Gentiles of the world. You know what I'm saying? I thank the Divine Mother, because she given me understanding of the Bible that I never had before. I thank her because she is truly worthy. For on that day, I'm telling you, when I stepped out of that vehicle, it's like I stepped on a great mountain, and I literally stood up into the heavens, and I can see the stars just come right down to me. It's like I was standing touching the constellation, the stars themselves. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me, you know what I'm saying? Because I have no understanding. But I know that great day when I planted my foot on the ground and stood up out my vehicle, it's like I stood on a great mountain, and I looked up into the heavens, and the heavens came down to me. It's like I stood between the stars themselves, and she just spun the constellations around to me, and she downloaded great understanding to me. You know what I'm saying? And all of it, I don't even remember all of it, because when I came back in the physical flesh, I forgot most of it. You know what I'm saying? But I thank her for the gifts she has given unto me. Now, Altair is Christ. We're going to show you that. in the star cluster Aquila. You know what I'm saying? On the right-hand side, I got the star cluster Aquila or Altair on the lower right-hand side of the picture on the right. You see Aquila, then it got Altair. That's Christ, the great eagle, the phoenix of old that will destroy the wicked. You know what I'm saying? The wicked eagle. You know what I'm saying? And then you see you got the Libra. You know what I'm saying? You got Vega. Vega is one of the star constellations we from too. Vega. You know what I'm saying? The Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, Polaris, which is Star Sirius. See what I'm saying? All these star series are stargates, which I would tell you that Marduk shut them up, that the Archons could not enter back through them. You know what I'm saying? Certain ones divine stargates. You know what I'm saying? So let's move into the video that we may get understanding of what these great things are saying. All right. Now, man, what we are talking about today is the great war in heaven with Michael, who is Christ, who is Melchizedek, who is Marduk, who is Ninurta. You know what I'm saying? Look at the glory. Who is Orion, who is Adam, the Son of Man. You know what I'm saying? Now, we are reading a great story of old. The Gentiles have hid it. You know what I'm saying? But the divine mother blessed me to find it. She has guided my footsteps every step of the way. You know what I'm saying? Go in the Bible to Numbers chapter 20, verse 13. Look at the glory. Again, verse 21. Verse 20, Numbers chapter 21, verse 13 and 14. It say, from thence they removed. Now, I'm just going to read 14. Numbers chapter 21, verse 14. 4 and 1 is 5, which is divine man. You have to do gematria with the precepts to understand what they are saying. The numbers go along with the precepts. 14, 4 and 1 is 5, which is divine man or Allah. Arm, leg, arm, head. That's why divine man is the war of the Lords, meaning the star people. 4 and 1 is 5. 5 is the star, the man, divine man. I did that before. Listen to this. It's Numbers 21, verse 14, which is divine man, Allah, the star. That's why I say you shall shine like the stars of heaven. 14, it says, wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord, what he did in the Red Sea and in the books of Ammon. Ammon is Amen-Ra or Amen. Amen has many understandings and definitions, but I'm just going to go with what it says here. Is it Aaron? Amen. Let me see something. Bear with me for a second. Let me get the word. Bear with me. It's a river and surrounding valley, South Palestine, between Moab and the Amorites. Okay, so what we read today is about, that's in Numbers 21, verse 14. They took out this book. Most of this book is in the Nag Hammadi. The book of the wars, the book of the war of the Lords is the Nag Hammadi. You know what I'm saying? They took it out the Bible. They didn't want you to read it at all, to know about the Archons and Yaldabaoth and the God of the Bible, which is Yaldabaoth or Jehovah or Yahweh. That is the God of the Old Testament. That's what the book of the war of the Lords is all about. It say, wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord. Wars is many wars that Michael fought in, and Christ fought in, and Sophia fought in. You know what I'm saying? So let's get with it. We back in the book of the eons. You know what I'm saying? What I read from in the other video. This is great glory that the Divine Mother gave me understanding of. And I thank her because she is truly worthy. This might be a long video, but that's okay. Because we're going to get the understanding of what these great things say. You know what I'm saying? So, let's give it to reading. Okay. Left hand side. Now, what we're going to talk about right now is, now I'm going to give a warning to people that's watching this video. What we're going to read today, when you look up into the heavens, you're going to have another understanding. And some people might get scared of what this is. So if you feel you're going to get scared of what we're about to read and what you're about to find out, go on to another video that's on your level and your vibration. Because this is high vibrational stuff here. I say this is high vibrational stuff here. You know what I'm saying? So, when you look up in the heavens from this day forth, you'll have a clear understanding about the moon. You're going to have a clear understanding about the moon. The moon that's in the heavens is our moon, but it was took over. You know what I'm saying? So, I was telling y'all this a while back in some of my other videos, that the moon is not really a moon. You know what I'm saying? It's been took over. Let's read and find out to get understanding this day of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It is much more great understanding to this information, but this is what we're going to read today. Okay. Divine Mother tell me what to say, and I do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's read. It say, as a Dracon Mordok starship, see that? That's the moon. As a Dracon Mordok's starship came into the Shekinah command by Nenortra, that's the daughter of Yaldabaoth, and her Draco warriors, it positioned itself, now this the moon being took over, it positioned itself just beyond the reach of Amun. Amun is the sun, but it ain't the sun that's in the sky right now. The sun that was over Sophia world, guess what sun it was? I'm gonna tell you. Remember Hitler, when he had an organization called the Black Sun, which was Saturn, what they call Kronos. Saturn, Hitler used to worship Saturn, and we thought it was devil worship. But what they knew was, they knew that Saturn was the original sun of the earth from the beginning. The whole constellations have been changed when Atlantis and Lemuria fell. It's been a new constellation up there, put up there. That's not the original sun. The original sun is Saturn, which is Kronos, which they teach you that is wickedness, but it's not. You're going to get understanding today. That's why Hitler worshiped the black sun, because the black sun is Saturn, the son of Sophia. You know what I'm saying? Let's find that out. Okay. It say, as the Drake's Mordok starship came into Shekinah. Now let me show you something about the moon. This ain't on the screen, but I'm going to read to you something about the moon. Before Atlantis and Lemuria and Mu fell. Listen to this. It say, the moon influence over Sophia's earth was insignificant compared to the reality that was shaped at the end of the third world. See that? Like the Hopi say, the end of the third world was a spiritual world. We are in the fourth world now. That's what the Hopi always say, and people get confused about that. What the Hopi mean, the fourth world? Because the Hopi were right. The third world was the last spiritual world. The fourth world is the world we in right now. You know what I'm saying? Which is the physical reality, which is the reality of the Archons, or the vow lines. the Valons or the Archons. You know what I'm saying? So it say the moon influence over Sophia's earth was insignificant compared to the reality that was shaped at the end of the third world. Okay, so the moon had no influence over the earth, and the moon wasn't even close to the earth. You couldn't even see it. You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with the earth. We just had two suns in the heavens, Saturn and Amen. Saturn and Amen. Those was the two sons in the book of Adam and Eve when they say one of the sons fell or sinned or laughed at Adam when he fell and he turned that sun into the moon. That's what it's talking about. It turned Saturn into the moon, but the other sun stayed there. You know what I'm saying? Saturn was turned into the moon. Well, Saturn was took away, and then they brought the moon in as the second sun. You know what I'm saying? The first son, Amen, stayed there. You know what I'm saying? That's why Amen Ra is still in Egypt. Ra, Amen Ra. That sun is still there. But Saturn was removed. That was the sun in the book of Adam and Eve that was took away. And then the moon came into the atmosphere. Because before the moon wasn't there, it was the sun, Saturn. Those were the two suns in our solar system. You know what I'm saying? Let's read. It says, as the Dracon Mordec's starship, talking about the moon now, came into Shekinah's command by the Nortra and her Dracon warriors, it positioned itself just beyond the reach of Amen. See that? Amen is the sun that's on our earth right now. It loomed for a while and then fired a moon. It say it loomed for a while and then fired at the moon Selene. So the moon was called Selene at first. The moon had a spirit in it, and when they had a technology that made the spirit of the moon leave, and it was an empty physical shell or the shape that it took. So the spirit that was in it didn't have no form. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say when you came down to Sophia world, it took on a new form. But it was a spiritual form. But they made that spiritual form come out. You know what I'm saying? Let's read. Okay. It say, it loomed for a while and then fired at the moon Selene with the source, the moon Selene with such force that the explosion was seen by those on Sophia's earth. See that? They fired at the moon with this technology, and it made the spirit of the moon Selene come out of the moon. And they took over the moon, the Dracons, the Archons. The weapon set fire to one side of the moon on impact. No one knows what exactly happened, but the spirit of Selene, see that? The spirit or the soul of Selene. That's why I told you Earth is alive. The moon was alive too, but that spirit went somewhere else. It said, nobody knows what happened, but the spirit of Selene, which is the spirit of the moon that's in the sky right now, had departed, leaving an empty shell. See that? I'm on the left side, the top paragraph. It says she leaving an empty shell. So the moon was empty when they knocked that spirit out of Selene, which is the moon. It say the Dracons had taken another moon, and they took over another moon like they did on other planets. Had taken another moon, Selene's shell became one of many ghost satellites. So that moon in the sky right now is a satellite for the Dracons. And like I told you before in one of my older videos, the moon is a satellite where the souls go when they leave the body, and the Dracons scrub them clean of all their memory. and they reincarnate back into the body. And I know y'all heard that story before, how the souls are cleansed of all their memory on the earth that they learned in the earth, which is a school, and they erase it all, reincarnate it, and send it back to the body, to another body. That's the wicked thing of reincarnation. But also the divine ones reincarnate in bodies, but they don't go through the Dracon moon system. You know what I'm saying? That's why they have to come back into the bodies to help us on the low. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Archons do to the souls that leave the body. It cleanse them and make them reincarnate and make you forget everything. You know what I'm saying? And that happened while we was going through the 12 signs of the zodiac. You know what I'm saying? We get stuck in this realm. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it must end reincarnation, because it's a cycle of reincarnation that we shouldn't be going through. When we come out the body, we should go to another whole world. You know what I'm saying? Let's read. It said the Drakes had taken another moon. Selene Shell became one of the many ghost satellites that was now under the control of the Archons Queen Nurtura. So when they say Dracons, I'm just going to say Archons. The Dracon Queen or Archon Queen Nurtura took the moon Selene and renamed it Sin. Once it had been remodeled, she moved her base there. See that? Read it again. So the Anunnaki in Leo seed, you know what I'm saying? They took over the moon. It say the Dracons or the Anunnaki, the bad Anunnaki, the fallen angels, Queen Nurtura took the moon Selene and renamed it Sin. Once it had been remodeled, she made her base there and awaited further instructions from her father Naga. Naga is Yaldabaoth or Enlil. Naga is Yaldabaoth or Enlil. Naga is Yaldabaoth or Enlil. Naga, the time would come soon enough when this moon ship would be moved to a new position. See that? It wasn't close to Earth before, but they moved it in Earth atmosphere, and they caused straight terror on the Earth. That's why the Hopi say it was a time when the moon was not there. See what I'm saying? It was two suns, Amen and Saturn. You know what I'm saying? Amen and Saturn. Let me show you that. It say the moon ship would be moved to a new position and used to cause much upheaval on the earth. Now it say the unleashing of Valon. Valon is the Archons on the bottom left-hand corner. It say the positioning of Celis, which is the sun, in the solar tree caused chaos. So Celis is Saturn. Before Saturn was called Saturn, it was called Celis, the sun. Celis was the name of Saturn before it became Saturn. I'm going to show you that. Those were the two suns in the book of Adam and Eve that was in the sky. Amen and Celis, which is now called Saturn. You know what I'm saying? Which the Nazis worship, called the Black Sun or Kronos. See what I'm saying? I'm giving you understanding of old, of the wars of the Lord in the book of the Bible, in Numbers 21:14. That's why they took that book out, that you may not have understanding what is going on. This will be a long video, but be prepared to listen. It say the positioning of Celis in the solar tree caused chaos for the wonders of Shekinah, talking about the people on the earth, or Shekinah earth. But the attack of the moon Selene, destroyed the peace that was Shekinah. It brought into the tree a terrible force, the children of the Archons, or they call them Telepoth. And Telepoth is the technology of the computer that took physical form. I told y'all before, the computer is not bad, it's good. But Yaldabaoth made the computer take on physical form. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they be telling you the computer take on its own mind, because it's a spirit that came in the form of computers. That's why they call you a biocomputer in the book of the Keys of Enoch. You know what I'm saying? Telepoth, an ancestral spirit of the Dracons, Dracon royalty. See that? It's a spirit, but it's a good spirit, because all the celestial beings, all the celestial civilizations, that's why it's called the World Wide Web, but it's also called the Universal Web, because in the pyramid in Egypt called the Belzoni chamber, that's where you get Bell telephone from the Belzoni chamber in Egypt. That's where they get the Bell telephone from. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an internet, a communication tower that was on Earth, and they made it into a computer. That's what Yaldabaoth did. And I can get into that story because that's a much deeper story, but this ain't the day for it. Just telling you what it is. It's a Keltha and the ancestral spirits of the Dracons or the Archon royalty. You know what I'm saying? Or royalty. Yeah, royalty. These entities were more ferocious than the Dracons. I'm going to tell you who they are. If you ever watched the movie Star Trek, I was a Trekkie myself. They had a square cube with cyborgs on there. That's what they're talking about. On Star Trek, that red cube, that was talking about the wars of the Lord. On Star Trek, that big black cube, that's what they're talking about. That's who the Kelthas are. You know what I'm saying? They half human, half robots. They cyborgs. And they took over Captain Kirk and all of them. You know what I'm saying? And they couldn't fight against them. It's than the Drakes, and could penetrate the portals that connected different worlds. See that? They was able to go to certain portals. The entities that came into the solar tree were known as the Valon or the Archons. A demon race, the Valons were used. See that? Naga is Yaldabaoth or Enlil. In the takeover of the temple of Atlan in Atlantis and Amen. So they took over the sun and the temple in Atlantis. But really they didn't. But I'm gonna go with what the reading said. In Sophia's dreaming. Now let me tell you something. If you want to watch this movie called The Dark Crystal, the movie called The Dark Crystal, that is the movie of Sophia. It's called The Dark Crystal. It shows you that Sophia fell asleep when she went after the light of Yaldabaoth. She fell asleep and she wasn't able to protect her children. In that movie called The Dark Crystal, that's the movie that's talking about Sophia. But the last scene of that movie, they took it off. That's what I was talking about when they made a lot of movies in the episodes. Because they would stay in the movie, they couldn't take parts out. But if they make it episodes on Netflix and stuff like that, they can take parts out of the movie. They took the last part of the Dark Crystal of that movie out, so you wouldn't see the three sons lining up. You know what I'm saying? Our son, Amen, and Nibiru. Amen, Saturn, and Nibiru. Those three sons gonna line up. Amen, which is the sun in the sky. Saturn, which gonna come back, and Nibiru. All three of those sons gonna line up in that movie, and and they took the last part of that movie off so you would not see it. You know what I'm saying? I was watching it the other day and I saw they took it off because they made the movie episodes. You know what I'm saying? But in the Nag Hammadi, in the Korean Bible, it talk about those three sons. I can't get in that today because I got enough information already. Let's read. It say, the temple of Atlan and Amen in Sophia's dreaming, the Valons appeared as phantoms, appear as she slipped further into her nightmare. See that? It tell you that her nightmare, when you say nightmare, how do you have nightmares? You fall asleep. That's what happened to Sophia. When she went chasing that light, she fell asleep. In the movie of the Dark Crystal is the movie of Sophia. And if you look at Sophia in the movie of the Dark Crystal, she looked like the Baphomet. She got horns on her head and it made her ugly. See, these Gentiles, they know what they're doing. It's the image of the Baphomet in the movie The Dark Crystal. That's Sophia. And it show her laying on the chair with her eyes closed and her third eye closed. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna keep talking about that because I got a lot of reading. Okay. It say the Valons appeared in the fire of Selene, but their real origins lie in the formation of the Rezora order of Orion. So that's talking about the Big Dipper constellations. You know what I'm saying? They took over that constellation. It say their numbers multiplied as they came into contact with the demiurge. See that? Yaldabaoth. He was in charge of all of them. It say, who would also, bear with me, bear with me. Okay. It say, with the demiurge, who would also command these entities. It was the Valon's king, called Nagaral, that attacked the temple of Amen and Atlan, removing the lion priest. See that? It moved over lion's priest, Sophia and them. The Valons were unleashed in the solar tree. That's the solar tree in your body too. As they appeared like genies through smokeless fire cast out from the possessed moon ship Sin. So they shot a beam to the earth from the moon and it destroyed a lot of Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's talking about. You know what I'm saying? It say the firepower that hit the moon Sin. The firepower that hit the moon. Okay, let me go back. It say they appear like genies through smokeless fire cast out from the possessed moon's ship Sin. So they shot, first they shot the beam at the moon and knocked Selene's spirit out. Then they shot a beam to Earth that destroyed Atlantis. It say the firepower that hit the moon Sin, see that they took over the moon, was in response to its gradual movement towards Sophia's Earth. So once they hit that moon, the moon Selene with that beam, it started making the moon come close to the Earth. You know what I'm saying? It say the starship from both Alcline 1 and Regulus, this in Orion constellation that they took over. It say Psi 1, however you say it. And Regal, this in the star cluster Orion that they took over. They took over the Drake constellation. They took over Orion constellation. They called the Drake constellation. Followed the Drakes into Shekinah but they had been too late to prevent the takeover of Selene. So they couldn't stop them from taking over the moon. A Mordex hit back at the Palladian ship. See that? The Palladians had their ships there fighting the Dracons to defend their fortress moon from their weapons. So they fought to keep the moon, but they lost. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, it's saying, as the moon came into the electromagnetic field of Sophia, that's why I keep telling y'all are electric magnetic beings. See, it say, as the moon came into the electromagnetic field of Sophia. See, you are electromagnetic beings. That's why when you rub your feet on the ground, you make electricity. But the moon was nowhere near us. They moved the moon to us because we had two suns in the sky, Amen and Ceres. Amen is the sun that's in the sky right now, and Ceres is Saturn that they made go dark. They call the black sun. It says, as the moon came into the electromagnetic field of Sophia, it caused the people of Earth to panic, leaving their homes in great numbers. Nothing on Sophia's Earth would be the same again. See that? When the moon came into the sky, like the Hopi say, they went crazy because they knew it wasn't normal. The land mass of Atlantis and Mu were transformed. See that? A pole shift. When the moon arrived, see that? The moon was never there. The moon is the starship of the reptilians or the Archons or aliens. Those are demon fallen angels in the moon that you look at every night. Aliens, dragons, or reptilians, or the Dracons are on that moon. And they're controlling a lot of things on this earth. And when your soul come out your body, it go to that moon, and they cleanse your soul and make you reincarnate back on the earth. You know what I'm saying? The land mass of Atlantis and Mu were transformed when the moon arrived. Just like the Hopi said, the moon was not always there. The cities of Atlan and Amen looked on at the new celestial body. See that? The new celestial body of the Archons. That's why they took the book of the War of the Lord out of the Bible. Now clearly moving near to the earth, the temple priests of both cities seemed to do nothing in the wake of the arrival of the moon. While Ariel, something happened to him. I ain't gonna get into that story. While Ariel missing, see that something happened to him. While Ariel missing, he wanted a lion priest. Missing, they were transfixed or terrified. Meaning they were looking at the moon and they was terrified seeing it come into our atmosphere. They was transfixed. What could they do but watch these events unfold? Lanza was a lion priest too, had now reached the temple of Atlan. Atlan is the priest temple that was saved. I don't care what this say. Atlan was saved and it was moved somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? It say Lanza had moved, he a lion priest, had now reached the temple of Atlan, only to find the lion priest of Manu had vanished and the temple in ruin. Darkness lay heavy over the land, and rumors of the invasion force in the lands of in the east had wrecked Atlan's people. Stories of reptilian warriors, see that? Reptiles are on the moon. That's why they told the Edomite when he went up there, get your punk ass out of here. We don't want y'all up here. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Edomite can't go back to the moon. You know, they act like they can't go back. Because the reptiles say, get your ass out of here, punk. You know what I'm saying? We'll let you know when we want to use y'all. Get out of here. You come back, we gonna kill you. That's why they ain't never been back up there. You know what I'm saying? It say the story of reptilian warriors with nets and machines, see that? Robots. Rounding up the bear and monkey people. When they say bear and monkey people, They talking about the zodiac that's associated with the tribes on earth. You know how the Chinese, cause actually this took place in some of the lands of China. But they tell you that, but I ain't gonna read it today. But they tell you in Africa and China, when it was one landmass, the monkey people and the bear people, when you look at the Chinese zodiac, they got the monkey, the bear, the pig, the dog, the rat. See that? They just talking about the association of the tribes when they say monkey people, the bear people, stuff like that. Talking about the zodiac, the 12 signs of the zodiac. It say, they rounding up the bear and monkey people in the hills above Ammon, disturbed him greatly. So he saw all this wickedness going on in the slavery of his people. Slaves were being made of these people of Sophia's earth. Loza, go to the right hand side. Loza had not yet seen such terror, but he knew that he must gather what was left of the Sima's warriors to prevent such an attack by the alien forces. As Loza turned to leave the temple, he noticed a broken tablet. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this very closely, because when Sophia was out of the 13th realm, she was down on the earth in a lower realm. They made a paradise for her, but it was down in a realm that the Archons could get to her. You know what I'm saying? She had fell asleep. Just like, okay, let me show you something. When Sophia fell from the 13th realm, she fell asleep. Just like we are in this lower realm. We think we woke, but really we sleep. Our Christ overself is asleep. You know what I'm saying? But it's contacting, communicating with us. In a sense, well, I'm going to say this. The Christ overself is woke. But the soul aspect of your Christ overself is sleep in the body. That's the same thing that happened to Sophia. She fell asleep when she took on a new form. Just like us. We sleep. That's why I call us deaf. You know what I'm saying? That's why I call us deaf. In the physical body, you did. Sophia did the same thing. And that's how the Archons were able to take her over. Because she was spiritually asleep in the aspect of her body of who she truly is. You know what I'm saying? It say, Lanza turned to leave the temple. He noticed a broken tablet. This where the glory comes in. You know what I'm saying? When Sophia birthed Yaldabaoth, Yaldabaoth was automatically given 6,000 years to rule. The 6 days of creation. That's why I said Atlantis, Atlan, and Mu in Lemuria, they landscape change. Because Yaldabaoth turned the earth upside down and gave it a new look. What happened was the one continent of Gaia, or Sophia's earth, was turned into 7 continents. When the earth came into our solar sphere, it tore this place up. But guess who was on the scene too? Nibiru. I'm going to show you Nibiru, how they try to hide it, but Nibiru was on deck. It was on his way. You know what I'm saying? Nibiru was on his cycle, of the 36,000 year cycle. But it was on his way. Because Luzon, when he knew that something was going on, he called Christ. He called Christ and told him what was happening on Nibiru. Christ's name on Nibiru in this story is called Altair. Altair is Christ. From the Eagle constellation, Aquila. You know what I'm saying? Look at the glory. That's a portal he came through. You know what I'm saying? Let's read. It's a Lanza turned to leave the temple. He noticed a broken tablet placed on the shattered altar. It was of a face he did not recognize. Let me say that again. It was a tablet on the broken altar. It was of a face he did not recognize, because he ain't never seen Christ. He only saw Sophia. It was the consonants of an eagle. See that? Altair, from the star cluster Aquila. It was a consonant of an eagle, but more than that, transposed within the Aquiline features. See that? The Aquiline features from the star cluster Aquila. The Aquiline feature, which is fire. Literal fire. The phoenix. It was an eagle with the face of a man of Aquila on the broken tablet. And look at the glory of what it said. It said, transposed in the Aquilian feature was another face, that of a man. Look at the glory. That of a man. Look at the glory. That of a man. Christ, or Marduk, or Melchizedek, or Michael, or Shem, or Adam. You know what I'm saying? Look at the glory. Let's read. It said, the face that is a, but then that transposed within the Aquilian feature was another face, that of a man. Above the image was written. Look what was written above the image. He is coming. Look at that. He is coming. Look at that. He is coming. Guess who coming? Altair, or Marduk, or Christ. You know what I'm saying? Or Adam, or Melchizedek, or Shem, or Michael. He is coming, or Nanerta. Let it be done. See that? He is coming. Let it be done, or so let it be. You know what I'm saying? He is coming on Nibiru. I'm going to show you Nibiru is on deck. Nibiru was round before the creation of the heavens or the universe or anything. Nibiru was there. You know what I'm saying? Let's read. It's a Naga, which is Yaldabaoth, had broken a universal law. See that? Yaldabaoth broke the universal law, and he was given 6,000 years to rule. His time is up this day as we are talking. You know what I'm saying? It's a Naga, which is Yaldabaoth, or Jehovah, or Yahweh. Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? His Naga had broken a universal law. He has possessed a son. The son is Salus, or Saturn. You know what I'm saying? And sovereign being. See that? It was a sovereign being, and he took it over, and he made it black. And started a war of Shekinah. For this act, he was challenged like he had never been challenged before. Only one person can fight Yaldabaoth, or the devil, or Satan, or Enlil. Only one person. That's Michael, Melchizedek, or Christ, or Marduk, which is Christ, or Adam Cadman. That's the only person that can fight Yaldabaoth. Nobody else. Christ told you himself, only I can take down Satan. You know what I'm saying? Look what it says right here. Naga, which is Yaldabaoth, had broken a universal law. He had possessed a son, a sovereign being, and started a war of war of Shekinah. For this act, he was challenged like he had never been challenged before. This war had spread so deeply, so it was all over the whole universe, what Yaldabaoth had done, that it had awakened. Let me read that again. That it had awakened. I'm going to read it again. This war had spread so deep into all the universes. That's why they said, when Christ said, I'm going to go down to the physical body, the whole universe said, what? Man, don't go down there, man. You might not come back. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all before. I knew this stuff, but the Divine Mother helped me bring it out. You know what I'm saying? That's why they were tripping when Christ said, I'm going to go down into a physical body. Like, man, you done lost your mind, Christ. We ain't going to let you. You know what I'm saying? So they came down with him. Some of his boys. You know what I'm saying? And Gabriel came down with him. Michael and Gabriel came together. You know what I'm saying? Sophia was already down there. Christ, which is Michael, saw her under the 13th realm, and he came to help her on Nibiru. You know what I'm saying? It say, this war had spread so deeply that it had awakened an ancient warrior. Look at that glory. It had awakened an ancient warrior clan unlike any other. See that? Unlike any other. Altair, which is Christ, or Marduk, or Michael, or Shem, or Melchizedek, or Ninurta. You know what I'm saying? It had awakened an ancient warrior, which is Christ. Because Christ is the only one that come to Sophia's rescue. Michael and Gabriel, or Michael and Gabriel. Gabriel is Sophia. They've been together the whole time in all these stories. No matter what story you read, Michael and Gabriel is always together. So if Sophia is in trouble, who is Altair? Altair is Christ. Because he coming to her rescue, an ancient warrior that was above the 13th realm. You know what I'm saying? So let's move in the video. The map overstanding. Okay. Now, on the right hand side, it say, Shekinah had been shaken, and the wanderers, talking about the people of Sophia, were forced by Naga's hand to move into new positions. Bear with me for a second. 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 So they forced all the people of Sophia's earth. Bear with me for a second. They forced all the people of Sophia's earth. Let me see. It say, let me read it again. It say, Shekinah had been, bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. It say, Shekinah had been shaken, and the wanderers, some of the people of Sophia's earth, were forced by Naga's hand, to my Yaldabaoth hand, to move into new positions in the solar tree. So guess where they moved at? Down in the root chakra. That's where Sophia, the Shekinah, the serpentine fire, the Kundalini energy, is down in the root chakra. They had to hide there until the great day, till they are raised back up to wage war against Yaldabaoth and his people. Now you understand what I was talking about, the Kundalini fire at the base of your spine. So now that we know that the people of Sophia is the lion warriors, or the lion people. The lion people, they moved into a new position in the solar tree. The solar tree is the chakras in your body. Our powers are laying dormant in the root chakra, the red chakra. And they waiting for the 6,000 years to be over with, so they can be raised up by the ray that's going to come from Star Sirius. Star Sirius, to wake us up, to wage war again against Naga, or Yaldabaoth, or Enlil. You know what I'm saying? Now you have understanding of what this great stuff is saying. You know what I'm saying? This is a great story of old, of our history in the Bible. Numbers 21:14, the war of the lords. The wars, plural, of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Now you have understanding of what this great stuff is saying. You know what I'm saying? It's saying, Shekinah had been shaken, and wanderers were forced by Naga's hand to move in the new positions in the solar tree. The solar tree is the Jacob's ladder. We are in the bottom sphere, dead or asleep, just like Sophia. And that's how Yaldabaoth was able to take over. You know what I'm saying? But in that movie, The Dark Crystal, Sophia gonna wake up in that movie. And she gonna say, how long have I been asleep? And the little guardian gonna say, for years, many years. She gonna say, oh, let me help my people. See that? That was shown at the end times. And that's what's gonna happen now. Who can raise up a lion? Sophia, or the Shekinah, or the Kundalini fire, or the serpent fire. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to wake up these lions that's crouched down inside of the root chakra. You know what I'm saying? Let's read. It say, they had to move into a new position in the solar tree. Sophia had to watch as her beloved father's son. See that? Who is her father's son? Let's find out. Sophia had to watch as her beloved father's son. Let me say that again. Sophia had to watch as her beloved father's son transform through the same period. So that means Saturn was transformed the same time the moon was transformed. Through the same period, morphing slowly into the imprisoned figure. See that? Saturn. That legends and myth would call the great Titan, Kronos. Look at that. The great Titan, Kronos. Who is Kronos? Saturn. That's why Saturn got the 6-pointed star on top of it. Look that up. Just type in Saturn with a 6-pointed star or a square on the top of it. And it'll show you the star of Saturn, which is the 6-pointed star of Jerusalem. Why is the star of Jerusalem on top of Saturn? You know what I'm saying? Why is the star of Jerusalem on the top of Saturn? You know what I'm saying? Because Saturn was the sun that fell and that Yaldabaoth took out of commission. You know what I'm saying? It say, Sophia had to watch as her beloved father's son transformed through the same period, morphing slowly into the imprisoned figure. That imprisoned, see that? Imprisoned figure that legends and myth will call the great Titan, Kronos. See that? So Kronos is Saturn. That's why they call Saturn Kronos. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the first sun in Sophia's world. That's why they tell you that the heavens, all of the heavens was changed when Yaldabaoth took over. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell y'all, the things of old, y'all say is wickedness. That's why the Bible said you would take good for evil and evil for good. All the stuff that was good, they made evil. And all the stuff that's evil, they made good. And y'all love it today. You know what I'm saying? Let's move to the right-hand side. The right-hand side. Let's read about the great warrior, Christ, that's going to come on the Nibiru. Look at this glory. So now that we know the sun Saturn was the first sun in Sophia's world, what they call Kronos, or the great Titan Kronos. It's 2 Kronos. I'm going to tell y'all that now. It is 2 Kronos. You know what I'm saying? In Greek mythology. Look it up. I did. I know. It's 2 Kronos. You know what I'm saying? One is the Kronos of Sophia, and the other one is the Kronos of Yaldabaoth. You know what I'm saying? Just put that out there. If you want to go look it up yourself, you can. If you don't, don't. You know what I'm saying? Let's read. It say, on the right-hand side, Altair. You know what I'm saying? Altair is Christ. You know what I'm saying? Altair was the head of the Aquila. See that? That's the star constellation of Aquila. Altair was the head of them. The Aquila warriors. Now you see what it means, the Aquiline face that was on the tablet. That was Christ. He said, let them go ahead and do what they're going to do. Let them reign for 6,000 years. Don't worry. That's why Christ told Judas said, Christ. Judas said, Christ, why are you laughing? He said, because those stars don't know I'm going to destroy them. See that? Christ even told Judas that. That's why I told y'all think Judas wicked. And Judas is more powerful than all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Judas ain't wicked like y'all think he is in the Bible. Y'all think Judas gave over Christ and he was the worst one in the Bible. Judas is not the worst one. Judas is up there with Sophia. You know what I'm saying? Right by her. You know what I'm saying? And y'all think he wicked. You know what I'm saying? You have no understanding of these great mysteries of old. And why I told y'all, Sophia is mystery. The mystery of mysteries. You know what I'm saying? It said Altair was the head of the Aquila, the eagle warriors of the star called Thorna. I'm gonna cut this up. I'm gonna try to see it. Thorna. All that's Nibiru. Watch. Called Thorna. If I'm saying that right, it say we know this star by another name, Aquila. See that? Which is Nibiru. I'm going to show you that Aquila is Nibiru. You know what I'm saying? It's in a star constellation, but it represents Nibiru. You know what I'm saying? It's saying, known this star by another name, Aquila, which means the flying one. See that? The eagle and the flying one. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call Nibiru another sun. All three of those suns going to line up in the end days. Amun, which is in the sky right now. Saturn, which was the original sun on the earth, which is the star of Sophia, Saturn. And also Nibiru. All three of them stars going to line up in the sky. And that was in the movie The Dark Crystal. And they took that part off that movie. If you look at it on Netflix now, you won't even see it. Let's read. It say, which means the flying one. It say, as seen from Sophia. See that? It say, as seen from Sophia. See that? So bear with me for a second. It say, as seen from Sophia, the star of Aquila. See that? When it say as seen from Sophia to my own earth, it's seen as the star of Aquila, set in the west. Listen to this very carefully. It say the star Aquila sets in the west, tail first. Get it? Tail first. See, that passed over a lot of y'all head. Tail first. Guess what the tail is? The tail of Nibiru. The tail of Nibiru is a bunch of asteroids. That's why I said Nibiru got a tail that's thousands of miles long, millions of miles long. See that? Tail first. See, they wrote this where you wouldn't get it, but the Divine Mother blessed me to get it. Let's read. It say, as seen from Sophia to my Sophia's earth, the star Aquila sets in the west, tail first. See that? The tail of Nibiru. The tail of Nibiru. And soars north, parallel to the constellation of Cygnus. That's Orion. That's a star in Orion. Cygnus, if I'm saying it right, the great swan Vega. See that? All that's in the star constellation near Orion. The home of human giants. See that? That's why I told you we're going to be giants. We're from multiple constellations. We are multidimensional beings. You know what I'm saying? Look at the glory. Look at the glory. It say the home of human giants was also connected to Sirius. See that? They are ancestors. Now, I tell you, we are multidimensional beings. It say the great swan Vegas and home to the human giants was also connected to Sirius and Leo, all three stars, Aquila, Cygnus, and Vega formed an alliance with the lions Regulus in Leo. See that? All those constellations formed an alliance. They are all of the same descendants or bloodlines. That's why I told y'all, you ain't just a coordinate from Earth, you are coordinate on other worlds too. All these are other worlds. Leo, Regulus, Vegas, Aquila, Cygnus, Sirius, Pleiades. We are coordinated from all those constellations. That's why I told y'all, all of us ain't from the same place, but we are all of the same bloodline. Because all these stars are portals that go to higher realms. That's why they say you are from those star constellations, because every star is a portal. I showed you that in one of my other videos, that the sun is a portal too. You know what I'm saying? Every star is a portal to the higher realms. That's why Enoch said, I locked those gates, and I made a cunning seed that be the only ones that can get through those gates after what Yaldabaoth did or Naga did. Can't nobody get through those gates now. That's why in the video it said, you try to go through there, you will die. You know what I'm saying? It said, read it again. It said, as seen from Sophia, the star Aquila sets in the west, tail first, Nibiru, and soars north parallel to the constellation of Cygnus, that's near Orion, the great swan Vega. The home of the human giants was also connected to Sirius and Leo. All three stars, Aquila, Cygnus, and Vega, formed an alliance with the lions Regulus in Leo, a place where Sirius and Leo rise together. Exactly. In the heavens above Sophia's earth. To the ancient Aquilas was also known as the royal, bear with me for a second, as the royal, bear with me for a second, as the royal, bear with me for a second, it say Sophia's earth. To the ancestors Aquila was also known as the royal eagles. Exactly. That's why I read to y'all Ezekiel 17 about the two eagles. You know what I'm saying? The royal eagles of the young sun, Ursa. Ursa, they call it the young sun, Ursa, which is Nibiru. That's why they call Enoch the young God. You know what I'm saying? The young sun, Ursa. Ursa is Nibiru. Watch this. The young sun, Ursa, also called Jupiter. The young sun, Ursa, is it in the keys of Enoch and in the book of Enoch? Didn't I show y'all that they call Enoch the young God or youngster among the gods? That's why this is called the young son. The young son, because didn't I tell y'all that Marduk is called Nibiru? Marduk is Christ. So Christ is on Nibiru. You know what I'm saying? I done showed y'all this already. So I'm just bringing all this together. It said the young son, which is talking about Enoch, or Enki, or Marduk, which is Christ. The young son, Ursa. Ursa, now when you look up Ursa, they done changed that into all kind of mess. You know what I'm saying? But Ursa is the great protector. That's what Ursa is. It's called the great protector, which is Nibiru. So Lanza, he called Nibiru or Christ when he saw Yaldabaoth coming. So that's why Christ says, so let it be. Because he got to rule for 6,000 years now. Because he done been created already. Let him do his dirt. And like Christ told Judas, I'm going to destroy those stars. You know what I'm saying? See how all this lines up? Let's read. It said the young star Ursa, also called Jupiter. When I first read about Jupiter, I was like, how the heck is Nibiru Jupiter? I was like, it didn't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But now the Divine Mother said in my spirit, she said, dear, just store it in your archives. I'm going to give you understanding. You know what I'm saying? And that's what she did. I was puzzled with this for 3 months about Jupiter. I said, how the heck is Nibiru Jupiter? That don't even make sense. But the Divine Mother gave me understanding. I'm about to show you why Ursa is called Nibiru. Ursa is Altair and Aquila. All that together. It's a mighty unit assembled together. You know what I'm saying? Ursa, also called Jupiter, by the priesthood of Sophia. See that? So Sophia, it just shows that Sophia is part of Nibiru. All of these things are part of Nibiru. See that? I'm tying everything together. Well, not me, the Sophia. Sophia, the Holy Spirit. Sophia is helping me tie all this together. See what I'm saying? Ursa, also called Jupiter, by the priesthood of Sophia. See that? Sophia, the one called Nibiru Ursa. Because Nibiru, the word Nibiru wasn't even created then, back in those days. You know what I'm saying? So it was called Ursa, the young star. And that's why Enoch is called the young God. Youngster. You know what I'm saying? Priest of Sophia. It was said that Aquila talons carried mighty thunderbolts. See that? That's why Yaldabaoth or Zeus. Yaldabaoth is Zeus or Enlil. Enlil is Zeus. Zeus stole the thunderbolt from Sophia. See what I'm saying? And created with it. That's why they call Zeus the creator, which is Enlil, you know what I'm saying? Or Nibiru. You know what I'm saying? Enki and Nibiru, Enki and Enlil is brothers. Same mother. Let me see. No, same father, different mothers. You know what I'm saying? Enki father is the Most High or the invisible father. You know what I'm saying? Well, hell, they both got the same father because Sophia daddy is the invisible heavenly father. So they got different mothers. Sophia is the mother of dang, I done messed this up. Sophia is the mother of Enki. No. Sophia is the mother of Yaldabaoth. Yeah, they got different, let me see, different mothers, same father. The same father, let me see. Yeah, the same father because the father created both of them. He's got different mothers. Sophia is Enlil's mother, and the Barbilo is Enki's mother. So Enki's mother is Barbilo. Enlil's mother is Sophia. Enlil is Yaldabaoth. So Sophia is his mother, but Barbilo is the mother of Enki. So they got different mothers, same father. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say the father of Enki and Enlil. But it's totally two different divine aspects of creation. Enlil is the first eagle. Enki is the second eagle that was planted in good soil. Good soil. Enlil was planted in the carnal soil. You know what I'm saying? So let's read. It say Aquila talons carried mighty thunderbolts. Enlil stole the thunderbolts, which is Zeus, from Sophia, but Enki had to help Sophia get it back. Thunderbolts that could change worlds, and it was Aquila that, which is Christ, Aquila that came forth to challenge Naga devastation. See that? Right at the bottom part, it say Aquila talons, which is Christ, which is a phoenix, carried mighty thunderbolts that could change worlds, And it was Aquila, which is Christ, or Altair, that came forth to challenge Naga or Enlil or Yaldabaoth devastation. It's only one person that can challenge Yaldabaoth or Naga, and that's Christ or Michael, which is in the Bible. Revelation 21. An angel came down from heaven with the key to the bottomless pit, and he cast the serpent in the bottomless pit. Michael is Christ. Michael is Aquila or Altair. See that? The Divine Mother gave us understanding. So let's find out the star that is called Jupiter. Now where it said it at? It say Leo, a place where Sirius and Leo rise together in the heavens above. Sophia's earth, it say, to the ancient Aquila was also known as the royal eagles of the young star Ursa, also called Jupiter. So that puzzled me for 3 months. I was like, man, Divine Mother, what is Jupiter? How is Jupiter Nibiru? It didn't make no sense to me. I read it in quite a few places. I was like, this don't make no sense to me. Let's get understanding this day why Nibiru is called Jupiter. And remember what I said. Marduk's name is Nibiru. And Marduk is Christ. You know what I'm saying? So let's read. Amen. Amen. Okay. Let's get with that understanding. I forgot something, but that's okay. Let's get to the reading. Okay, we're going to go on to the Anunnaki Bible. And we're going to read about Jupiter. We'll read about Jupiter. All this comes, that's why Christ told Lanza, don't worry about it, Lanza, when he looked on the tablet. Don't even worry about it. Christ didn't even panic. Don't worry about it. Let Yaldabaoth do his thing. Pluto is the sign of the new age, which is called Beltar. You know what I'm saying? It's Pluto. On the screen, let's see if we're going to read it. It say, I'm going to start where it say Pluto at, where it say spiritual powers. It say, Pluto continues to rise at 11:30 p.m. on Beltane this year. Jupiter, see what I'm saying? And Neptune. Neptune is water, which is Enoch. Enoch is also, or Enki is also Poseidon. Neptune is water and Poseidon is water. It say Jupiter and Neptune are conjuncted in Aquarius. See that? Giving rise to spiritual insight. See that? So that's to my spiritual powers. Look at all this lined up. It say Pluto continues to rise at 11:30 p.m. on Beltane. That's all in the star cluster of Alexander and Orion. It say this year Jupiter and Neptune are conjuncted. See that? Jupiter and Neptune, a conjunction in Aquarius. Look at that glory. The age of Aquarius, giving the rise to spiritual insight. So they didn't want to write spiritual powers. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual insight or spiritual powers, illumination and energies for walking on the stars. See that? So it ain't no spiritual insight, it's spiritual powers where you're going to walk among the stars like you originally did. See that? That's why I say verse 14, 4 and 1 is 5. Stars, you shall shine at the stars of heaven. You are the star seeds. That's why I tell Edomites, how the hell can an Edomite be a star seed when a star is a sun? And the white people can't even take a damn sun. They burn the hell up. You know what I'm saying? How the hell you going to be a star seed, a literal sun? And you can't take the one sun. And the earth had 2 suns. You know what I'm saying? To my day star seed. Ain't no damn star seeds. They can't even take the sun. They're the only ones getting melanoma. We got melanin to block the sun. and absorb the UVA, UVB, and UVC rays. They all an Edomite gonna be a damn star seed. They can't even take one sun, much long 2 and 3 suns. You know what I'm saying? You look up star seeds, you see nothing but Edomites every damn where. To my day star seeds. Ain't no damn star seeds. Sit y'all ass down. You know what I'm saying? White people always want to be us, claiming everything. You know what I'm saying? You look up the Eagle people, you see them Edomites every damn where. And stole everything. You look up Altair, which is Christ. They got Edomites all up on the damn pictures. You know what I'm saying? They can't even take a sun. They running from the sun now, trying to block it with chemtrails. How the hell y'all white people star seeds? You can't even take the sun here. It is on a low vibration. The vibration increasing, and y'all running like scared damn rats from the sun. Too much y'all star seeds. Ain't no damn star seeds. Can't you take this one damn sun? But y'all star seeds. Terrible. Let me see. It's a conjunction in Aquarius, giving rise to spiritual powers, illumination, and energies for walking on the stars. It's a Geiger Pluto. That's another name for Pluto. Geiger Pluto stands as gate messenger again. See that? Gate messenger again. You know what I'm saying? Nothing new. It's but Jupiter, Marduk. Look at that. Jupiter, Marduk, and Neptune, Ea or Enki. Neptune is Enki, and Jupiter is Marduk. So if Marduk is Nibiru, then Jupiter is Nibiru. So Altair is Christ, which is Marduk. And Altair in Aquila is Nibiru. That's why Luzon called Aquila and gave him a message that y'all are both here. We need assistance. But Altair said, don't worry about it. He been created. He got to live for the 6,000 years. He told you the same thing. I'm going to destroy them stars. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he wasn't worried. Because Aquila and Altair is Nibiru, which is Jupiter. See what I'm saying? That's why I say another name for Aquila or Altair is Jupiter. Let me read it again. It's the royal eagle of the young sun Ursa, also called Jupiter. So Ursa is Jupiter. Jupiter is Marduk. Right there on your right hand side in green. But Jupiter, Marduk, and Neptune, Ea or Enki meet in Aquarius. See that? So when Jupiter and Neptune meet in Aquarius, that is Marduk and Enki. See what I'm saying? I've been seeing people lately on the internet, on YouTube and stuff like that, kick Marduk back in because they know Marduk is Christ. But they talk about he evil and wicked. So whenever you see anybody talk about Marduk is wicked and evil, that means they with the Gentiles. That means they trying to hide the true meaning and message of Marduk, who is Christ. They don't want you to know. I don't give a damn who it is. I don't give a damn who it is. Whoever kicked Marduk back in, and Marduk is Christ, they trying to hide the truth, and they with the Gentiles. I don't give a damn who tell you that, and how conscious you say they are. Anybody that say Marduk bad, they lying. You know what I'm saying? Let me read something about Marduk real fast. Listen what it say about Marduk. This is in the I forgot to put it on the screen, but I'm gonna read it anyway. This is in the Anunnaki Bible. Listen what it say about Marduk. And I meant to put it on the screen. It say Marduk is the power of Jupiter. Man, that's a blessing. Marduk is the power of Jupiter, ruling Thursday, His colors are indigo and orange. He is known as the winged disc. See that? Marduk commands obedience and visions of true love and unity, dispelling the pride, hypocrisy, and injustice in the lands Okay, so that's in the code. That's in the Anunnaki Bible. You know what I'm saying about Marduk. You know what I'm saying. So let's move on and find out about Jupiter. Okay, it's a Thursday. It's Jupiter, Marduk, and Sarpain. That's his consort. Or his wife. Marduk is Jupiter. See what I'm saying? And then go down to the bottom. Go down to the bottom. Go down to the bottom. Let me show you something real fast. Let me go down to the bottom. It say Ursa, a dwarf star. Ain't Nibiru called a dwarf star? A brown dwarf star. Ain't Nibiru called a dwarf star? A brown dwarf star. Ursa is Nibiru. Nibiru been there all the time. And they try to hide it from us. But the Divine Mother gave me understanding that Ursa is a dwarf star. And Nibiru is called the brown dwarf star. A dwarf star sun that is the home of the eagles of Euthorna. It is also a portal for Altair. A portal for Altair. See that? A portal for Altair. So that means Christ. And was used to fight the Kilpoth, which is the cyborgs that took over Saturn. And Valon, the Archons, in the Great War of Heaven. See that? So the Great War of Heaven is Michael or Christ. See how that? You just got to put the characteristics of a statement together to get the understanding of what is it saying. And look at the bottom. It say Valon, Archons. See that? Part cyborg. So on the movie Star Trek, when they had the cyborgs in that square flying in space, Valon, Archons, a part cyborg. See that? See that? So look at the glory. So Ursa is Nibiru, the dwarf star. You know what I'm saying? Ursa is Christ, Marduk, Michael, Melchizedek, and Adam Cadman. You know what I'm saying? Look at this glory. So I thank y'all for coming out. I thank y'all for watching the video. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love to the gods known and unknown. I am everything that is natural, and everything that is natural is me. I give thanks to the angel of ether. I give thanks to the angel of water. I give thanks to the angel of fire. I give thanks to the angel and I give thanks to the angel of air, the Metanectar, for she is truly good to me. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I thank y'all for coming out. I thank y'all for watching the video, because it is truly my pleasure to do the work in the will of the divine Metanectar. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, brothers and sisters, peace be unto you. Shalom.